Alright, might as well get this started. Welcome to my channel. Typically inactive, I just archive garbage, for the better lack of term, for all the wrong reasons. But recently I did come across something, or rediscovered something, that I don't see anybody cover, which is odd, given how popular the subject of Nemesis is within the Resident Evil fan base. Now, back in middle school, there were a lot of fan sites for Resident Evil that popped up. I remember Resident Evil Fan being one of them, but another really popular one was RE Horror. I remember that's where I first saw the screenshots for Resident Evil 4 and saw how different it looked. But point being, they had a pretty interesting article titled "The Origin of Nemesis," which was from some old school magazine from back in the day. What was it called? Game Players Magazine. It seems like like an official guidebook. They're pretty popular nowadays, but this was really rare back in the day to even know about overseas. So it was translated, hopefully correctly, by some ghost of the internet's past known as X Factor. That could be quite literally thousands of people. Um, but it hosts a lot of interesting information regarding on the Nemesis and how it operates and the reasoning behind it. So let's just jump right into it and start. I'm a terrible narrator, so I apologize. I wish I was British. So now that the music's on, the origin of Nemesis text, I think the unknown character that stalks Jill, widely known as Nemesis, is actually Umbrella's T-Virus BOW test subject Nemesis T-type. It means Goddess of Vengeance, and it was nicknamed by its research team as they were going to make STARS members pay for what they did to the Tyrant. So basically, a bunch of salty Umbrella scientists decided to name Nemesis over, I think, Greek god, if I'm not mistaken. Those are the images on the lower left there. They're just loose interpretations, nothing really historical, I think. Nemesis was a BOW developed by the European branch of researchers in Umbrella headquarters as a parasite that aimed to control any T-virus BOW. So basically, they were further researching into controlling BOWs through these parasites, which is pretty interesting because that's what eventually Las Plagas led to in the far future. When the parasite is implanted into a BOW, it will control the body and also enhance its combat effectiveness. Although T-virus BOWs are being researched and developed by every research team in all Umbrella branches, basically saying they're all corrupt, they're all fucked up, there's no good guys, Blue Umbrella's full of shit. Nah. No, I'm kidding. All results produced were mostly failures, which ended up with low intelligence. In the military, besides combat, the intelligence to understand and follow orders is important too. Basically, they had the combat down, but they were dum-dums. The American branch research team under William Birkin, after countless attempts to control DNA, succeeded in making the T-001 Tyrant, shaped like a human and with a high combat effectiveness of the Tyrant. It gained a large reputation in Umbrella headquarters, however it lacked intelligence. On the other hand, the research team in the European branch, unlike Birking's research team, focused on enhancing the BOW's intelligence. Countless theories and attempts were made. At first, they tried the operation method, that is, improving the level intelligence by operating on the brain of the BOW. Now they had advanced to the level of their research to the point of increasing the intelligence of the BOW by just inserting a parasite. The team imported a lot of BOWs from the American research team under Birkin, and they made many experiments. Okay, let me take a quick pause here. Okay, let's continue. As the American branch under Birkin successfully improved and created a better Tyrant, the T-002 model, which can follow simple orders easily, the European research team had created a test product parasite, the NE alpha. So the NE alpha, I think, is pictured. It's supposed to be in the lower middle part. Right now, there's some brain scans there just to show intelligence, I guess. But there it is. And let's see, where was it? The NE alpha was tested on the BOW Hunter. And again, countless experiments were made to demonstrate the result. The European team imported many new Tyrants, the T-103 model. At this time, the parasite had already gone through many modifications, and this was implanted into a Tyrant that was called the Nemesis T. Ability of Nemesis. So this is where we're going to get to I guess the power level discussion of Nemesis. Basically, the real cool aspect of this document. The Nemesis parasite was implanted into the spine of the Tyrant. In this case, the parasite catalyzes the T-virus cells in the body, and the result is invasion of the brain by a new bunch of cells, gaining control of its cerebellum. Bunch of MacGuffin stuff. Nemesis will follow. This is the cool part of it. Nemesis will form a second brain behind the original one, taking over the jobs of the former brain. The organs will be under the control of the Nemesis. Its healing ability and speed will greatly enhanced by the Nemesis. Wait, what? Its healing ability and speed will be greatly enhanced by the Nemesis. So remember, every time we refer to Nemesis, we are not talking about the Tyrant husk. That's basically an avatar to the actual parasite that's within. So Nemesis is the parasite. But the most significant improvements will be from the results of the improved intelligence of the Nemesis. As time passes, the Nemesis will take over control of the main and former brain too. The Europe branch research team developed 4 Nemesis T models. This is why I want this to be canon, because we got a few Nemesis to work with, Capcom. Yeah, I mean you got 4. We destroyed 1, and you guys destroyed 1 here, so we got 2 more. There was a okay, let's just keep reading. One of the Nemesis maintained the capability of the independent thought during a stage of development. He was basically Bruce Banner Hulk, and attempted to break free. Although the Nemesis was based on the T-103, the great results of the parasite shocked the developers themselves. The Nemesis was destroyed, and the rest of the Nemesis got their intelligence restricted. In the Raccoon City incident, the Tyrant sent into action was the second model of the Nemesis T-02. So this is the second Nemesis model. That's interesting. Which undergoes the longest period of training. So they sent the best of the best. So here goes into the different stages. The Nemesis normal mode. The Nemesis T-02 is very smart, smarter than the Tyrant that Umbrella had been using. The rocket launcher that Nemesis uses in this game is designed specifically for Nemesis, and it's too heavy for a human to carry, let alone operate it. Records have shown Nemesis has many more weapons up its sleeve, such as a combat knife, a 65 handgun? I don't know what the hell a 65 handgun is. I'm just going to think it's a really, really big handgun. An assault rifle, and even a grenade launcher. So this is very interesting. Imagine a running Nemesis chasing at you a full neck speed down an alleyway, but with an assault rifle shooting it. That's not fun, but it is intimidating, and it would be interesting to see. But he has a lot more weapons that we ever saw in RE3, and it'd be interesting if the remake would add these weapons as well. I saw the flamethrower, but I mean, Nemesis with a knife is also sounds extremely interesting to see. Like this is like a machete, I assume. Okay, let's skip on. Nemesis Cautious Mode. Although the black armor of the Nemesis is slightly bulletproof, under heavy fire, Nemesis will sustain damage. Then it will turn into Cautious Mode. There is no significant change in the appearance, but the defense system will cause it to use part of its tentacles as a weapon now. In normal mode, the tentacles will only use to inject the NET virus into its victim. Now that the tentacles contain a liquid compound which affects the nervous system of the victim, restricting the victim's movement. That would be Jill whenever she goes into that paralysis doing RE3. That's Nemesis Cautious Mode. Nemesis Second Mode. After sustaining heavy damage, Nemesis will produce a type of secretion that speeds up the reaction of its cells. The result is the recovery of wounds, but it severely affects the normal recovery system when it is in normal mode. As the speed of the cell reactions become faster, the appearance of Nemesis will begin to transform, bringing it more further than a human face. Under this condition, Nemesis will slightly enlarge a little, and the tentacles now. I never knew he grew in size, and the tentacles now loosen up, flowing more freely than usual. This will mean a greater tendency to infect a human and therefore much more dangerous. Unlike a tyrant, Nemesis will not go berserk under a mutation. Okay, Nemesis Third Mode. After Nemesis had gone through much more damage, some of the functions of the Nemesis were disabled. This in turn spikes a mutation. Nemesis will lose its head when it undergoes this final weird mutation. At this time, even Nemesis will not be able to withstand the mutation. Oh god, I've said mutation so many times. And will go out of control. Nemesis will start devouring all sorts of creatures it comes across in order to obtain the nutrients needed to grow bigger. The tentacles will wrap and tangle around itself to form the limbs that replace the hands and legs which had gone amiss during mutation. The fast chemical reaction inside the internal body of the Nemesis will start to create a conflict between the T-virus cell and the Nemesis cell. The confliction of the two virus cells will cause a chain reaction in which they will swell together, and as a result bursting out of the body of the Nemesis like a bubble, and spat out as a highly acidic compound of the T virus and the T Nemesis virus. I yell it out because it has an exclamation mark. Despite the mutation, Nemesis will never forget its mission, to wipe out stars. From Game Players Magazine, Biohazard, Last Escape, Complete Denomination, Official Guidebook, translated by X Factor, pages 19 through 21. There is a little bit of an extra advert here on why they sent in Nemesis for stars. So I'll read that really quick because it's kind of interesting as well. The reason to send Nemesis into Raccoon City was to eliminate the surviving STARS member. No shit. The Umbrella HQ decided to send the Umbrella Special Forces Unit, the USFU, into Raccoon City to assassinate William Birkin. This is now known as the USS, I think now, Umbrella Special Service. Something like that. Security Service. They changed its name, obviously. So they planned to kill him and seal his G-Virus before he betrayed Umbrella by joining its rival companies. So Birkin was about to abandon Umbrella, join another company, but Umbrella had other fears. But Umbrella knows that that should the STARS member know their plan, it will be difficult for Umbrella to carry it out. Since the Mansion incident, STARS members had discovered the true face of Umbrella. There are reports that the surviving STARS members are planning to make an attack on Umbrella, although the reports are uncertain and there has been no obvious signs of action from the STARS members. Umbrella still is very wary of them. Umbrella was a bunch of paranoid bastards. They're the conspiracy theorists now. And they were right. If William Birkin has the STARS members on his side, he might expose Umbrella's illegal activities. So the fear was of Birkin uniting with STARS. Should that be the case, Umbrella will have to go against the US itself, even though the US government is one of the secret customers of BOW themselves. So this was years before RE6 confirmed the government involvement with BOW production. I think it was slightly covered in Outbreak. I'm not sure, and maybe it's been hinted at before, but I'm pretty sure they made it crystal clear in RE6 forward. But this is a document years before confirming the US involvement, with BOW production. So continuing on, they will have no choice but to face the Umbrella Corporation from the pressure of the public when Umbrella gets exposed. If things got worse for Umbrella, they might even find themselves going against the rest of the world as well, which of course will be something too much for Umbrella to handle. This is the result of RE4, so this book was already warming up to that idea of Umbrella going bankrupt. Sensing the danger, the higher-ups of the Umbrella Corporation decided to send the Nemesis T-Type. Although the Nemesis Tyrant is an expensive BOW product, in parentheses budget, because Stars had defeated the Tyrant T002 before during the Mansion incident, it would be wise of them to send in a better Tyrant this time instead, thus the Nemesis. Other than that, Umbrella has sent 6 Tyrants into Raccoon City as well. They were supposed to be mid-air of Raccoon City for emergency, ready to be sent into the RPD at any time if Umbrella Special Forces unit failed their mission. But on September 29, all Tyrants were sent into action. Once again, from Game Players Magazine, Biohazard 3, Last Escape Complete, Domination. You'd think it'd be called Denomination or something, but it's Domination for some reason. Official guidebook, translated by X Factor, page 128. So this is some sort of book that's been lost. I've never seen any docs on its surface since this site. The page that I have displayed on the upper left with the Nemesis and the tentacles is from that very same magazine. Book, the Domination, whatever you want to call it. I hope you guys found this piece of RE lore, whatever you want to call it, interesting. Feel free to use whatever information you'd like. The link to the archive of the site is down below. Once again, thank you for watching, and you guys take care.